Hello and welcome to the realm of Midgard. I'm Jone, and this is episode 12, chapter 2 from our realm. I'm over here now in Foxwood and just sort of, been recovering from our last episode where with Athika and Mr. Pro-Ranger we took on 5 wither bosses. That's right, we managed to cheese him by getting him trapped in some bedrock underneath the return portal in the end. And well, that managed to get us 3 nether stars, which leaves us to be able to have 3 beacons. And at the end of the last episode, I picked out a spot where we're going to set up our first one to sort of be in that little, storage marquee behind me. And yeah, but between episodes, I've also done a little bit of work, which I'm going to show off before we head off and build our first beacon. And that is, if we spin around, we can use a little path over here. I have finally added in a new tree. Not that one. This one over here. And yeah, that's really nicely helps tie in the pathway a bit more. As you can see, some of our villagers have started to leave a bit more into Foxwood. We have quite a few there, so I think we're going to need to, rehouse a few of them. Get some of these guys out of here and into Foxwood a bit further on. What else have I been doing? So I've built up this tree, and in here I added in a beehive because I thought it'd be cool to see a few of the bees going in and out, which then led me off into this idea over here. And we've now got our own little bee set up over here in Foxwood. This little archway design is something that I saw over in Grian's Hermitcraft videos. His little starter house had this little archway here made up of the drip leaf and the moss carpet. And I just thought it looked really cool, and I thought it'd be a nice little entrance in here into our bees. Now, as you can see, we've got the 2 up the front, lots of 3. That are on scaffolding, so they're more for decoration. We're not going to be able to harvest these without really, annoying the bees. But our back ones here have our campfires, so we can go ahead and harvest honey from these guys without too much hassle. And we've also got a nice little lookout over at our farming villages and our tree. And yeah, this whole area is coming up very nicely. I'm happy with it. Sort of get a pathway up onto this hill, which is sort of above the area which I'm kind of calling the fox den, which is this dark scary hole which I've had come up over here. Yeah, so one day we'll go in and light that up and fix it up so there's no more mobs spawning there, but at the moment I'm just going to leave it as it is. And yeah, so that's going to be the fox den. But let's now head over into our little market area here, and first off, let's see what I've done. So I've set up a little platform here, which I'm thinking I didn't want a tower. That's one thing I didn't want. So I changed my mind from that, and now I've built up this little platform, which I'm thinking we can use as like some sort of a ceremonial spot or something, that we can have a shrine here to the foxes of Foxwood, something like that. But I've gone ahead and dug out underneath the area that we're going to need for this build. And we have our nether star, some glass, and some obsidian. So let's build up our first beacon, like so. And now let's go over to, over here. Well, don't fall down there. Over here, collect up our iron, which we have plenty. As you can see, yes, there is another beacon in there, which is a dummy one for practices, so I could get it all upright. Did I grab enough? I did. So let's I'm kind of wanting it to become night because we've got a few villagers roaming around now that I don't want to be turned into zombies. So let me wait for it to be night, and then we can go down that hole, build up our beacon, and get everything going. So I'll see you in the morning. Alright, it's morning. Let's head down the hole like so and build ourselves up a beacon. Now, we've got this bottom layer, which is going to be our first one of a 9x9. So, we went down here, went out 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which gives us our 9x9. So we've got to fill in this whole spot. I'll tell you what, I'm very grateful that we've got that iron farm because, you know, having this base isn't really much of an issue with that. Like, this hasn't even taken a dent. Cannot recommend enough building Silent Whispers iron farm. It is just so good. We got it early on in the season and it's just been helping us out so much. So let's build in this first layer and then come back for the second. Alright, now that we've got our first one, we're making a pyramid, so let's come in one and continue this on. And now we're on to the third layer. Don't miss any there. Now our final layer. And now we get the moment. Look at that. Alright, so we've got our beacon built up. What we do need is some iron so we can actually activate this thing, you know, get some effects from it. So I'm thinking we don't really need haste around here. Jump boost might be cool. We don't need strength. So I'm thinking let's go with jump boost. And regen? Yeah, let's go with that. What are we going to get? Is it working? There's our jump boost. Alright, so I've trapped myself in here. Let's quickly break free. Like so. Now, I don't really want all of this section here to be seen. It's so hard to place blocks. So, let's just go like this. Now I need to come back out. Let's re-grab this one here. Nope, not there. Place it here. And here is our beacon. Now, I think there is one thing left to do to truly mark this as a foxwood and turn our beam orange. I was going to say, and turn the beam orange. Ah, look at that. So we've got our jump boost, which goes really well with our elytra wings. I think though this is a little bit plain. So let's do some nice tributes to Foxwood, and let's put some of our nice shinies on display. Come on, let me go around to my diamonds. Whew, it's not too many. Let's see how many blocks that can make me. Ouch. Alright, that's okay. That's okay. As long as we don't block the beam, it should be fine. Now, this looks plain, doesn't it? I'll tell you what. Let's do a little test. Does any of you guys remember what my 2 goals for this season were to achieve? I'll give you a minute to sort of have a little think about it. No? Yes? Ooh, close. Well, for those of you that can't remember, our first one was we wanted a blue axolotl. Our second one was to get a netherite beacon. So, we've now got the top half of the beacon. We just need to be able to make the netherite base. So why don't we put over here, as well as our diamonds on display, let's put on display how many netherite blocks we have. Now, to make this pyramid, we're going to need just a bit over 2.5 stacks. So, let me go up and collect all of my, netherite that I've got, put it into block form, and let's pile it over here so that way we can see how close we are to achieving that goal. Then, once we've done that, I think we're going to start doing a bit more of a build episode because, well, as we saw over in the farmland, I'm just struggling to fly, come on. Our villages are breeding really, really quickly. And some of them need a place to go. And, well, we've marked this whole area out over here as our, housing area for them. So, we're going to actually need to start doing that. So I'm going to go round up all my netherite blocks, put them onto the pile, and then I think we might get my camera account to come over and let's time-lapse up a few houses getting built. Hopefully, unlike last time when we were building the market, my camera account doesn't get disconnected and can't come back on. But I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so I've dug around all of my chests for all of the ancient debris, or netherite scraps, sort of stuff that I've been saving out, and I had 2 stacks and one ancient debris laying around. So I think I'm going to place the one somewhere where it will be seen a bit. So I might place it here, and let's quickly go over to our crafting table. Now, how much? This is going to give us half a stack, which will give us, look at that, guys. We have a total of 3. We got 3 blocks towards our 2.5 stacks. That's a little bit depressing. So I think, maybe between episodes, I'm going to head off and, well, use that tunnel bore in the nether again and try and get myself some more netherite. But until then, let's, have I got a spare chest in here? Oh, I do. No, I only want one. No. Alright, let's chuck this one chest over here so I can put the little scrap ones. Just chuck it on here. And this is now our build up to our netherite beacon. This is going to take a long time, but I think we can achieve this. Alright, so now that we've set up our first beacon, we've started our podium and our shrine to build up for our netherite beacon, and also to show off a few of our diamonds. I think it's time to head over to the housing area. If I can fly again, let's try and fly up and get a good look down. So as you can see, we've got a few spots over here. This is actually where I've come around to work out where my camera account should be. So we climb up. You'll get a bit of a sense of the area of which we're going to be filling in. So we've got a few houses here. The main ones I want to try and get done today is these 2 up the front, our diagonal, and maybe the one sort of L-shape-ish one off over there. And I think if we can achieve that, not get all the interior sort of stuff done today, because I'm running out of time just a little bit, but I think if we can get that stuff set off and done, we'll be able to then move over some of our villagers from the farm and sort of get a few more over in here and sort of have a bit more life throughout the whole of Foxwood rather than just our little farming area. So I think it's time now that I go gather all my materials, which is pretty easy now that we're building right behind us. Got our storage all out of there. Get on my camera account, sleep away the rain, and then let's start building. So I'll send you off now to a time lapse. Enjoy.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. Sound right, boy.
So we managed to do it. We got 5 buildings done, 5 new houses in Foxwood without any hiccups. You know, our camera account didn't disconnect, no. You know, we were able to get it all built. I'll have to come back and put that in. But what we did run out of was mushroom stem, warped mushroom blocks, and our, you know, the deep slate cobbled varieties, which is, you know, basically everything we need to build anything in Foxwood. So I think between episodes I'm going to be doing a fair bit of, you know, grinding to collect up a lot of stuff that we're going to need to continue on our progress, which hopefully will be a bit easier now that we've got access to beacons. So pretty happy with that. Yes, you might be able to see that there is a massive tower of copper that I've got there trying to age. And if you are a bit unsure of where we are over in the industrial area, because now that I have built up a few more houses there, I do want to now head back to Foxwood and move some of those adult farming villages from the breeding area out into, you know, the village. But it's pretty dark out there. So we have our witch farm set up over there, which has been collecting us a lot of goodies, as you can sort of see along here, and one of them is the glowstone dust, which I've been turning into glowstone, well, just glowstone. And now we're going to collect up a whole heap of this because it is going to be so much cheaper than torch spamming Foxwood, because at the moment I can't light it all up properly because we haven't quite gotten up to that area for decorating. So I'm just going to go around placing a whole heap of glowstones, sort of like how the entrance was, and yeah, keep it all lit up so our villagers don't get attacked while, you know, they're settling in over in the new village. And yeah, so hopefully also seeing all of these glowing blocks will just sort of encourage me to work a bit faster on it. But now that we've collected up these, head over now back to Foxwood. Got to make sure I turn off the witch farm. Actually, while we're over here, let's try our luck. Let me go get 2 buckets of tropical fish and let's just see if we can get lucky. I have been through quite a few axolotls, and Ranger and Athica have collected up a few, so this has been a very long process. Come on, come here, come here. Alright, we gonna get it? No. Alright. And this is how we sort of just are breeding axolotls. Maybe we need to build something in Foxwood for them. I think that might be a project coming up. A nice sort of pond area where we can set up our axolotls. That'll be cool, because yeah, there's a few in here. Alright. Meet you back over at Foxwood where we can go through our houses, and then I'll, yeah, set up the villages and let's see how that goes. Alright, catch you back over there. Alright, back over here now in Foxwood. Let's go and check out our new houses, shall we? Ted, you want to come and see our new houses, buddy? You do? Let's go. Alright, So we could already see them popping in, and it's really starting to fill in the landscape. I haven't actually come and had a look at it from this view. Now, I will be straight up right now. I have not done any real terraforming or beautifying, I think that's the word that I'm going to be using, of that area yet. I've done some basic interior decorating so that there's beds. That's pretty much what it is. And yeah, so between episodes I'll get that all looking a little bit nicer. But let's now, without me still bagging out my own work, let's now head over and see our new houses. So what I am going to be planning on doing is connecting a path somewhere along here to meet up to this path here, because otherwise at the moment we've really only got our one that's sort of down this area, but it leads off very nicely. Now I can't remember if my camera account is on there, and the switch is dead, so that's charging and he's staying up there. Yeah, I don't want him to fall either, that's why I'm leaving it up there. Is that alright? You cute boy. Alright, and then I've got another sort of the original pillar up there because I took a before photo, and I kind of want to get an after photo as well, just to sort of see the progression of this area. But if we come along here, we can see that it's sort of looking alright. We've got no paths in, but each of these houses are livable. Everyone's got like their own little chests. Some houses have these bunk bed setups. Another thing I want to point out here, we pointed out whichever episode it was when we were making the storage market space, but we worked out how to keep replicating the open barrel effect. And I've sort of discovered that if you open up the barrel, leave it open and crouch place a lantern on it, it looks like the lantern's giving off a bit of a shadow effect onto the barrel. And I was just really happy with that idea, so I've kept that in there. I think it's just cool. And we've got it again over here, so most of the barrels that have a lantern on them, I think I've done that sort of design with it. Come on, Ted, let's go check out the next house, which might be easier over here. Now, actually, as you can see, I'll point out now, I forgot to go get some birch wood, so that's what we're going to do to match the roofs that are over in this space here. I think, the non-important houses, Ted, are going to have the birch, where houses like our enchanting and our brewing spot, they've got a bit more of those amethyst blocks in there to sort of show a little bit more of like this is an important build sort of thing. But yes, that's my idea with how I'm doing the roofs. Now, if we come over to this bigger house, again, got a nice little sort of table set up, as Ted just, that's a door. A few workstations here and there. This is the only one that at the moment has a second story, but there's nothing really up here. I was thinking of maybe trying to place in a few librarians that I really want to keep, because I don't know if they'll make their way up and down the stairs too often. If they're workstation and beds here, they probably just won't want to leave, because if you can sleep where you work, well, why not do it? But so that's this house here. Let's Ted, you'll probably just phase through a wall. We've got a few, and you might have seen the time lapse, some of the vines and the bamboo sort of growing up and around. We've got now our diagonal house, which I'm very happy with how it came out. I do wish that I could do something to change between that sort of harsh line, but I think we need to make some banners, and that's probably going to be a whole episode thing, so finding Foxwood's flag, I guess. But if we come into this diagonal, we can see that this is the area where we can have a lot of beds, and I just got distracted because I thought I heard a villager getting hurt. Ted, did you hear one of our villagers getting hurt? I'm hearing things. Let's go back to the diagonal house. So, I'm happy with how this one came out, and it's more of the house where it's going to store all of the villagers. I've left it at the moment with being single beds, but if we want more, it's pretty easy just to make them bunk beds. We've got a few storage sort of things. A bit upset that we can't place the lanterns on top of trapdoors, even though it's on like the top half of this bottom block, so you should be able to place it like you can with these. But you can do it with a barrel, so I've sort of placed them up there on top like that. Yeah, obviously we still need to put in a few extra thingies here and there, but I'm really happy with that house. Now we come over here. This one is the one that has a little bit of it's a bit small, a little bit cramped in here, but this villager will get a nice little sort of a patio where he can come and sit out and look over at the markets and see, you know, all the fresh produce that we've got brought in. And yeah, I think this will have a really nice view once all this area is built up. So I guess you get a bit of a smaller, cramped house, but you get a cool view. Ted, you can't, no, that's not, you can't have that house, come on. Alright, now, this over here is sort of a copy of what I did up over that wall there, where I had just this plain wall. It was flat, had nothing. So I thought what I might do is just put like a little bit of a workstation there, so you can come along, use the anvil, got some storage, and yeah, and it comes around, so the path will sort of lip around. I have a marking, as you can see here, for this bigger house, but I'm just not too sure if it's going to fit in. Oh, I'm not too sure if it's going to fit in with the plan how I've got the 5 houses in at the moment. So I'm going to sort of do a bit of terraforming with the path, so I can then lay it out a bit better in my head where these next few buildings will go. But if we come in now and look at the last one, this is the house where, except for not having a roof inside of it, I'm really happy with the interior of this. It's nice, it's cozy, you know, you've got your storage, your sleep, and this is something that I think I might even, you know, in, you know, the next update when we get the full caves and cliffs and we reset the realm and everything, I think I might even use something like this as just my little starter house, because, well, in the first chapter I didn't make my starter house till a little bit mid into it, and well, at the moment I'm just sleeping on the benches, so it might be a good idea next time to actually start off with something, and this is a pretty good idea. But Ted, before we sort of go and collect up those villagers, and as you can probably see, I don't have my beacon effect because I had to turn that off because you're getting too many little particles in the time lapse. So yeah, I'll turn that back on a bit later. But before we go and collect up our villagers, I'm going to quickly lay out some glowstone all over this area. Then I'll bring you back in and we'll bring our villagers over and see how many of them sort of like their new area. Alright, so we have now lit up most of the area. We haven't actually touched really the old village, or the abandoned zombie village. But if we spin around, do a little bit of a fly around, you can see that it looks horrible. Honestly, all of these blocks are just... This is definitely going to be a motivation to start working quickly on this land and getting it finished. Now, I lit up, yeah, as I said, most of it. I didn't really want to go into the fox den, but Ted thought he could cover it, so stay safe in there, buddy. I'll come in and check on you, you know, in a few days. Let me know how it goes, alright, buddy? So I think Ted's gonna tame the foxhole. Fox den. Yeah. Alright, so we'll leave him in charge of that area, and we are now going to go and collect ourselves a few villagers to take over into our village. Oh. Okay. You're just gonna... Alright, there we go. Well, I was not expecting that to happen. They're gonna go again? Alright. Watch out for Marshall. Oh! No. What is this? What's going on? well, we managed to get them, you know, all the way over here, and as these two are going to show again, they've been very quickly starting to populate the area as we were traveling along. So let's try and get these guys out of their boats, and then we can sign off. All right, let's careful. I don't know if it's worth doing it with. Who are you getting love? Oh, you two getting love out to each other. All right, everyone seems to be out and about. Hello. 3 adults here which came from the farm. 2 babies there. We had another 2 along the way, one you can see up there. Oh, man, Foxwood is just really starting to grow now. Like, look at it all. Ah, people are interacting with it. Oh, this is what I wanted to see. So, if you guys have made it this far into the video, thank you very, very much. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit of the time lapse of these few houses being built, getting to see some of this life coming into the village, and I hope that, you know, I hope our friend Ted's going to be okay dealing out with the fox den, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Sure he'll be fine. Yeah, you agree, sir? Alright, so on that note, guys, until next time,